Welcome to Jimosi podcast.
And I spoke in Dinka and Mennyana Jing. So, you know what happened when I spoke in Dinka and Mennyana Jing and Mennyana Agar? So there was an Agar guy there. So they start almost fought among themselves to say it's Emmanuel. You know?
For those who don't understand what he said there, saying Emmanuel Jal means a child of a Dinka lady. Or my mother is Dinka.
That is Dinka.
Yeah. And specifically from the Agar community. Agar are Barkazal.
Yeah. So when they had that, they stopped beating him.
This is our nephew.
Yes. So I will blame Emmanuel Jal because if you knew you have that card of being Mennyanagar, why did you delay it until you are beaten to a point that you black out? From the time that they grab you, you should have said, Mennyanagar, and you would have not went all through this beating if it is true.
Yeah.
Why delay the whole thing?
He wanted to perform an experiment, maybe.
And see if the Dinka privilege will work.
No, and he was beaten simply for being a Nuer. No.
What I can say is that South Sudan Army are very unprofessional. That's one thing we have to agree.
Yeah.
I have two examples. I have an uncle of mine who went to the Barkazal region. He was going to buy some things for himself.
Okay.
So when he was coming with these things, they were called, and then the general asked him a question, and then he answered. That general was a Dinka, and then he answered back. I will not go into the details of what was happening.
What they said.
Yes. And the guy was beaten for answering a general in that way. They are all Dinkas.
Wait, your uncle was beaten?
Yes, was beaten. They laid him down. Okay, let me put it my relative. Because he's not my real uncle. He's one of my relatives.
Okay.
About Dinka and Nuer.
Yeah.
And me personally, I'll give my personal example. I was not beaten.
Okay.
But
Good disclaimer.
Yeah, the thing that happened
You were almost beaten, or?
Yes, we were almost beaten. So, me and a cousin of mine, we were, Giada, right?
Yeah.
So, we're moving from Giada.
Giada is like where there's some army barracks.
Yes.
Okay.
To Souk Jebel. You know Jebel Market, right?
Yeah.
So, from where we were living, you have to pass through the Giada and you go and pass at where the Tiger Division is located.
Okay.
So when we were passing there, the person that was working with me was actually a soldier too, but he was in civilian. It's from Commando Division.
Okay.
So when we passed there, somebody that was eating his asida and ades, and it's a Dinka, call us and start talking to us. No, it was not a father.
Okay.
Is that call where you like unadarao mutu? Tell me, why are you passing here? Something like it was Barkazal accent, so I can't really bring it out the proper way.
Yeah.
And then my guy was asking him, why are you questioning us? We are just passing here. I'm also a soldier. And we are going to the Jebel Market. We have to pass here. Then he said, oh no. And he was extremely rude. Like he said, I don't know, he said something that is a good mood or something like that. But he would have beaten us. And don't pass here again next time. And it was an open field.
Okay.
We were Dinkas. And we were harassed by the same Dinka soldiers.
I feel like these soldiers they are power hungry. Like they always want to show that they are powerful or more powerful than the civilians. So that's why their rudeness comes like overboard.
And they are also not trained on how to deal with people. They're just trained on how to hold gun and shoot. So Emmanuel being beaten, because we don't know what exactly happened, you were not beaten because you are a Nuer. Number two, these soldiers, we can accept they are unprofessional. And then number three, if you had your card of Emmanuel Nyanaga, you should have bring it out before anybody could beat you.
Like that, your cousin said, I'm also a soldier.
Yes.
That's why the guy said he was in a good mood today, otherwise.
Yes, that one helped. And
Yeah.
this guy told him that it's from commando. And sometimes they respect commando as to be more well-trained than some of them. And that one saved us.
The Minister of Finance is a Dinka. The Minister of Foreign Affairs is a Dinka. 70% of ambassadors are Dinka. Okay, we go to the head of the bank, central bank. If it's another person, then surrounded by many people, has to be Dinka. The president is Dinka. The head of the military is Dinka. The head of intelligence is Dinka. Huh? Are you listening? The head of the petroleum, that is to manage everything, is a Dinka. So now, some of you are going to say, Jal, you're traveling. Look, what is that? Every important position where something can be benefited is Monjang. Okay.
First vice president is a Nuer. Taban Dengai is a Nuer. The Minister
James
of
Hood,
yeah.
and any public service is
Yeah.
a Nuer.
Angelina Teng, the Minister of Labor, is a Nuer.
Akoleba Saisi defense.
She was moved from defense.
Okay.
She's a Nuer. There are so many Nuer in the
Minister
government.
of Petroleum.
Yes, Podkan is a Nuer.
Yeah.
The army government spokesperson, Lulu Ruai,
SSPDF, yeah.
is a Nuer. There are so many Nuer.
Holding powerful positions.
The governor of Jonglei State is a Nuer. So it's not about who's at the top. This is a national issue that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
It cannot. No, you are blaming. No, you just
it's
brought
like
in
you
Dinka
have
for
an
no
agenda.
reason.
He's trying to drive that point of the militarized Dinka something. Defeating. I need to move back to South Sudan and become someone important.
Yes. There are some ministries that you just mentioned that are not headed by the
Petroleum is Nuer.
Yes, and then even the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it was headed the other time by Lumoro, right? The time that he had some issues with the Nuer when he came out and issued a certain statement that did not go well with them.
Yeah.
It was in the foreign ministry.
Right now, I think it's even Moindor, like some.
Yeah, so it has been moved. Right now, he's an Equatorial guy, and even the central bank. The central bank, they also changed things.
Yeah.
So I think it was
Recently,
sounding
it
like
was two Equatorians.
Yes.
Like Uyo.
Otto
Ohisa
something.
Johnny something and Addis Ababa. Right now, Ohisa has been demoted and then Addis Ababa is the chair, like the governor. And that person is not Dinka. I think he's an Equatorian. Addis Ababa something, Otto, I think.
Hey, Emmanuel Jal, if people were to cry of this is only this community, we can even break it down and say it's only Barkadel. Yes, because with the Jagule, all these positions that you were mentioning and saying is Dinka, none of them is from Bor Jangule.
Yeah.
None of them. And we are here,
Like,
we are still part of the Dinka.
If you only look for the most important positions in government headed by Jiang Jonglei, not like Twitch but Bor, the Greater Bor, then you'll find it's only Kwal Manyang.
It's just a political advice at this point.
Yeah, no, like that's the top Dinka that we know, right? From this side of Dinka, the cousins. And then there's Makwel Luet. And then there's somebody, Ngudian Tending Tiela Yuen.
I don't know where it is, but...
Yeah, he's like one of those top government positions.
With no money.
But yeah, it's not like they're heading very big ministries. Only Nani, Michael Makwelwe is a minister, but these other persons or these other people, they have some positions, but like it's not somewhere where they have control.
Yeah.
They are just there.
But this issue of appointing people to the best, to places that hold resources is not something that has started today.
Yeah.
The ruling people always tend to select people from their communities.
Yeah.
Even in Kenya, you remember?
I also wanted to say
yes. the finance minister or cabinet secretary for something, the one that holds treasury. It used to be headed by either Kalenjin or Kikuyu because they were the ruling communities. You see, the same thing to central bank for Kenya is always KCB.
And then those top ministries like Ministry of Defense.
Yeah, so it's always those ruling communities.
Yeah.
And the reason why it always happened like that is that
trust,
and then also Kir has no opportunity of knowing another, let's say a small Dinka board somewhere who is highly learned that can handle the central bank.
Yeah, you can. The networking happens from home, right? So you know people closer to home.
Exactly, and that's why he's able to. And some of these positions are appointing positions where he decree people in. These are positions that are not advertised, and then the qualified individuals now apply. No, and that's why you always see are people from his region, because those are the people that have been told of. So and so is good in this, he has these academic papers, and then he appoints them.
And then when they fail, he reshuffles.
Yes.
And then takes other people. But then you're choosing from a small pool.
Yes.
Because you have not interacted with.
But he has not. It does not have that opportunity of knowing a lot of boards that are on this side that have that opportunity. But if some of them, yes, it's either you talk about yourself or your work speak for itself. Let's say you are working in a private sector. Let's say you are working with the Kenyan banks that are in South Sudan, and you rise properly, that everybody knows you in the banking industry. Yes, it will be easy for him to know. Yes,
being on the spotlight.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
so it's really hard to blame Kir. But he also need to be open-minded.
This Dinka privilege has to locate us. Some of us are suffering.
Hey, work on your resume. I will go and look for Kwal Manyang to take it to the president.
You have connections.
I will look for him. I'll go and camp at his compound and say, Kwal, I have a learned lady here. She has best resume. Can you please take it to the president?
Yeah, and either handle Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Relations.
The problem with the South Sudanese people, especially when they see ladies, they want to eat them first before they connect them. That's the problem with them.
Now my work will speak for itself. I will be a big person someday. I'm still young. I'm still
Okay.
We go to companies. There are several companies, the richest, the wealthiest companies, the companies that are used to loot the wealth. Most of them who own them are Dinka. You cannot name one Nuer company in Juba that has money. None. Name for me one Nuer billionaire. None. Who has a business?
Entrepreneurship has nothing to do with tribe. Like you see, in Kenya.
Yes.
In Kenya, they don't complain that Somalis own almost everything because those people are known for business, and how they do it, it's just community support, right? When you have numbers and then your people are business minded, you support each other, and then you grow. Alafu taking risk. Right now, there are so many Somalis working in Juba, doing things that even South Sudanese cannot do. Businesses like hardware. Those things, if vita ikitokea, let's say there's a war outbreak, you just run with the little money that you have at your hand, right? And you leave everything and it will be taken over by somebody else, a local. So those are the kinds of businesses that these people engage in. But then our people will never take, like how many Monjang have you seen selling those things? Even in Sherkat, the only things that you'll find Monjang selling is like in the restaurant or selling meat, or butchery. But these big shops need are for Somali.
Yeah, so that one, entrepreneurship, Emmanuel, has nothing to do with a community. It is an individual commitment.
Yes.
If Nuer are not committing themselves, they are not investing, then you don't expect them to become billionaire overnight. You have to invest. And then also, even like at our site as Dinka, some of us, when we have capital that's supposed to be invested,
You marry
we go
second
marry
and third
second
wife.
wife. You go compete for a lady.
Yeah.
So it's a national issue. It has to be a personal commitment
Yeah.
to become rich. It's not something that you can say, now because we have 3 billionaires that are Dinka, we need at least one Nuer to be a billionaire.
It's an individual choice.
Yeah,
Like if you
so-
want to engage in business, then it's up to you.
Yeah.
And then if you look at even in the education sector, you can find there are so many Dinkas in it. It's not because it's a Dinka thing, right? But let's say people love education. Places like Sherkat, there are no public schools. So where were their children going to study? Someone has to invest. And then other people will see and join hands and invest. And before you know it, you have like 10 schools. So that's how some of these things come up. And then people like Elijah Manyok, we recently watched his video, right? Of where he started. And then perseverance, alafu investing up and apale and hard work. And he rose to where he is right now. There are some people, his age mates or even classmates, who are not doing as well as he's doing. Simply because there's something that they didn't do, which he did. Yeah, so this thing of entrepreneurship, sijui kuwa millionaire, it's very personal.
Yes, it's not a community thing where it has to be a resources to be shared. No, you have to commit yourself.
He's making it look like the Dinkas are given capital to start.
And the other day, Emmanuel went to Juba to open a bakery. He went and left his bakery. How does he want other Nuer to become billionaire when he's abandoning his own business? You have to persevere.
Maybe somebody to run it. You know, like if you've been in the Western world, going back home to start something that is not paying properly, you not live the kind of living standard that you want.
You run out of money and you come back.
Yeah, to come and hustle and then you leave that thing with somebody else, maybe a relative or a friend. But because the idea was not theirs, they will not run it the way you would have wanted or the way you would run it as your own business. So and that's why most of them fail.
And I think that bakery of his has also failed because I think I saw one of his posts or some time back where he was talking of he has a bakery shop in Juba that is renting out. He said like he wanted to let somebody rent it for free. Yeah, because this idea of opening a business and you leaving, it will never work. These people there, they will never manage the inventory the right way.
Yes.
They will not be recording all the sales properly.
And some will be giving out.
Yes. And South Sudanese always want to become rich out of your own sweat. So they will be stealing from you. And that's why it is hard.
Regardless of how close you are to the person.
Yes.
The fact that this was not their idea will make some of them to fail.
Yes.
Because ile ati unaamka 5 a.m. Like when my mom had a shop, we used to make mandazis. You wake up by 5:30. You wake up at 4 to mix the ingredients to make the dough, and then you leave it to rise. By 5:30, unaasha jiko. You start making mandazis. At 6, the shop is opened. By 6:30, there are some people who will come to buy and then go give their children to go to school or their husbands to go to work for breakfast. So you can imagine business that is not yours. You'll not wake up that early to put in the commitment.
Yeah.
Bakery business needs the ingredients to be mixed. They need time to rise. You need to cook very early in the morning so that vendors can come and buy, retailers, and for personal use.
Yeah. Yeah, so you have to be committed to it. And if it's not yours, oh man, you will struggle.
You will slug. Sometimes you'll even refuse to open for the day. I'm too tired to open today.
Yeah, because it's
Let me sleep.
Imagine what? A Dinka captain came and took my house. It just took it. What do? The judge is a Dinka. The head of the police is a Dinka. The president is a Dinka. Yeah? So you go to court and fight your case. How do you win? How do you win? And somebody else call you,
Wait, One, he has a land in Juba. Kidogo Kidogo, his house is...
It's the same thing. Let's just
you?
put it as land and house.
Okay.
Taken by a Dinka captain.
Okay, so land grabbing is a
Very
fact.
rampant.
Yes, it happens. And then most of the time you'll find it's a Dinka Zol Kebir. Or even another tribe. Someone with power. My own mom has lost more than 4 plots of land.
And she's a Dinka.
Yes. My own brother lost like 2 plots in Sherkat, and my mom lost some plots, very big plots in around New Side. Yeah. Also around Munuki. Like she followed that case for more than 2 years, from 2011 to around 2013.
Never got resolved.
Then she stopped. Yeah, it was wasting her resources because she used to have a shop that she was operating.
Yeah.
She would close the shop and go to Bilpam because she's dealing with a big person in the soldiers, like in the army. So that person is either they are not there, their boss is saying, oh, we'll talk to him, we'll repay, something like that, because she was sold that piece of land and then someone else bought the land. Like they do that a lot.
Yes.
And recently, actually, someone posted and said, if you are planning to buy a piece of land in Juba, you need 4 people. 1, you need a lawyer. 2, you need a surveyor. 3, you need somebody to you from land registration, blah, blah, blah. And 1 drunkard from that neighborhood who knows everything about everyone. Come on, if that land had been sold to someone else, they'll spill the beans. Yeah. This is something that's happening to Dor, like to Equatoria, and they are the owners of Maliland, Juba. It's happening to Dinkas. It's happening to Nuer. Like, it's happening to everyone. Yeah. So you can't just say your land was taken by a Dinka because you are a Nuer. Dinkas' lands are being taken by Dinkas.
Yes.
Like, this is something that needs to be addressed by the country or by the leadership to come up with, like, very good laws about land.
Land allocation. And
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. This issue of land grabbing is not a Dinka Nuer issue. This is a national issue that should be resolved. In every family, we have, we all have somebody that has been, that has been cleaned by this, from people from the same community.
Yeah.
Because the same thing to my brother was done by the same Dinkas. Even from Jonglei, we speak the same dialect. They took his own.
Yeah.
And we tried to call community people, come and sat down. It was a long story. He was given another land in the bush.
And that's probably not their land.
Yes. So this issue of land, Emmanuel, your land was not taken because you are a Nuer.
Yeah.
It's a national issue that need to be addressed. And then also, when they talk of all these individuals that I say, the judge is a Dinka, the top lawyer is a Dinka, the president is a Dinka.
Me as a Dinka, I'm not benefiting. My father fought in war and even died for the country, but I've never tasted, not even 1 pound.
Yes. No, the thing is, he said he's going to open the case at Bilpam. Bilpam is the army headquarters. Cases are not open at the army headquarters. He's just trying to make it look like this is Dinka things.
Yeah.
Cases are open at a local police.
Yes.
You don't go to Bilpam to open a land issue.
Dispute, yeah.
Yes. You don't just
That's
do
like
that.
a civil case. It's not even criminal, right?
Yes.
Yeah, actually, even
Is that not-
I Kudum had an issue. She was disputing one of her pieces of land. She had even started building in it. And then someone, I think, from even her in-laws from Bargazal, they were having like
another general.
Yes. But she stood her ground. I think she ended up winning that case.
She went live.
Yeah.
That's what
She was
solved it.
constantly going live.
Yes.
And because she's a Dinka, okay, so she cannot say this is a Dinka. She was saying like even the name of that person.
She's a Dinka with a voice.
Yes.
See, if she was just a regular Dinka, the army general would have just taken that land. Nothing would have been done.
So it's literally an issue of unprofessionalism.
Yes.
And then when you buy land from someone who's untrustworthy, these people, the brokers, are the ones who are bringing up this problem because they just sell a piece of land. I think we even know someone who even started building and then someone else came.
Yes.
To say the land belongs to them, and it was proven it's their land.
Yes.
So like when you buy something, you need to get the registration, get the title deed, and make sure it's like legit.
And you start building right away. Because if you leave it as an empty piece of land, my friend, you are going to have cases.
Yeah. You'll find that piece of land has been sold to 3 other people.
Yeah. And every time you go, it's crazy. Yeah.
And then you need to have someone around. Okay, Emmanuel said his brother was there. But then you need to build something. Build a structure and let people stay there. Because if you build even a fence, there's someone who will be checking it. If 1 year goes and nobody is around that premises,
then they sell us.
They'll sell it and say, oh, their finances were likwama, so they want to go and build another plot of theirs somewhere.
And we call it Mchezo wa Town. These Mchezo wa Town are very common.
Town games.
It said that people are going to call him tribal.
Yeah.
I cannot say Emmanuel is tribal, but you're just trying to build a case that is going to look like a tribal at this point.
Yeah.
There's no need of singling out a Dinka as a community.
Yeah.
The issues that it has just highlight are common issues in our society.
Yeah.
And it should not like pinpoint them to Dinka only. Majority of the people might be Dinkas in his cases, but it's not a Dinka issue.
It's
only.
even better to just specify the person who did this to you, right? Like what Aya was doing when she was disputing her land. She would even display her papers and stuff.
Yeah.
So like if something is rightfully yours, then go head on with that other person and see how to progress with the case. Yeah.
It's not about who's at the top. This is a national issue that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
It cannot. No, you are blaming. No, you just brought like in Dinka for no reason.
He's trying to drive that point of the militarized Dinka something. Yeah. So like everything, the conclusion must be Dinka somewhere.
But anyway, some of you that will see, put it in the comment section, some of you might have had this issue of land grabbing. Dinka with a Dinka door, Equatorian with so many things. So.
Yeah, let us know if your land was grabbed. How did you solve that issue? Are you still going to court to get Dinka judges?
Yes.
Or did you get like a replacement? So that we can also know how to go about our stolen pieces of land.
Yes, or you even gave up. Yeah, because I know somebody else that they also got messed up in this land issue. There are so many examples, and it was also between Dinkas.
I was beaten at night, and as I was beaten, and the reason I was not beaten because I did anything wrong. The guys beat me literally because I was a Nuer. That's it, because I was speaking Nuer, and that's why they beat me. And so as they beat me and I fainted, and when I blacked out, because I was talking to them guys.
So do you think
Emmanuel Jal was beaten for being a Nuer?
Do you think he was beaten for being a Nuer?
No.
And number two, he has not given a timeline of when he went to South Sudan. Yeah. When was that he went and he was beaten because of a Nuer?
If it's, let's say, around 2013, when there was war, then that could be possible. Between 2013 and 2016, there was war on and off, right? But mainly around December to January 2014, that's where it was more intense. Yeah.
Yeah, so he has not told us of when he went to South Sudan.
Peace concert, we'll check it online to
and
see
then
when
he
did
said
go for
he's
peace
fast.
concert.
He's fast. So that means the time that he went to South Sudan for the first time. So high chances he didn't go between 2013 and 2016. I might be making a guess, but after the war, anybody in their right senses will not go to a place that you suspect will be having a people that are against you.
Yeah.
So my guess is he went around 2012 to around 2006, between that time. And if he went during that time, there was no Dinka and Nuer issue at that point that you will be beaten because you are a Nuer. And then also, Emmanuel Jal is a famous guy.
Yeah.
Who would beat Emmanuel Jal because he's a Nuer? There are people that you just don't beat.
Yeah, and that is also not telling us, like, was he beaten during the concert, before or after the concert?
Yeah.